I guess the difficulty is a lot of our anti-colonial politics is also predicated on a kind of Pan-Africanism, of a kind of that we need to build our own ourselves up. How do we reconceive of that in a universalist lens, considering especially now that a lot of the right are saying, yeah, you know what, say that, and we'll get rid of you. And then worst of all, you have these elites who probably make a lot of money from mass remigration. There's already people trying to cash in on that, on deportation. They'll be like, they'll try to couch it in these ways. How do we prepare ourselves against that?
I mean, I think to distinguish between two things, I think there are kind of arguments for Pan-Africanists or other kinds of third worldist histories, in which people would be saying, this place that we are from and have a history in is one that should be a dignified, livable place, and we want to work collectively to improve the conditions for the people that live here. That doesn't say that because of my blood and because of this soil, there is no other place for me on this earth, and that Nigeria should be for Nigerians. That did happen, of course, in all sorts of post-colonial contexts. It's the reason we have deportations on the continent, for example. It's the reasons you have deportations. It's the reason for partition. It's the reason for some sense that there are peoples belong in specific places and they have specific cultures. I think we have to argue against that wholesale, and say that actually what we believe in is that no person should be displaced, for example, and that no person has the right to appropriate the land or to extract the land from the people who live there, and that we should share the land and the resources on it more fairly. But I do think it's something to guard against.
The word I always like to use is audacious. An Africa, for example, without borders, an Africa where people can roam freely, and an Africa which doesn't say, okay, we will make a nice place out of this by exploiting each other, deporting each other, rising of xenophobia, but says, we unite together, and we stop the imperialist extraction of our continent, and we try to build self-sufficiency there, but not through a kind of, like you said, blood and soil, blood and soil politics, because obviously that's leads to fascism.